Hey y'all, welcome to the Throttle podcast. I'm your host, Will Earnest, back from vacation finally. Here today with my co-host, Evan Sager.
Hello y'all, we're back.
Yes, we are back. I was on vacation this past week and I was at Atlanta, got to see Chase win with my girlfriend. That was pretty exciting. Unfortunately at the expense of Evan.
I mean, at least I picked Busher. I'll take that. The,
Yeah,
the Hamlin wreck was not great.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, pretty much everybody got wrecked, so.
I mean, yeah, but...
The only reason Elliott and Busher didn't get wrecked is because they stayed out under that caution.
Yeah, they got really lucky in that whole entire ordeal.
Yeah. There was only 4 cars that didn't even get involved the whole night. And I think it was like Elliott, Busher, Reddick, and Zane Smith, I think it was. And it's like, that's 3 of our picks. And all 4 of those guys who didn't get involved in a wreck, they finished like top 9, I think. So
yeah, I think it was top 10, I believe.
Something like that. So, getting into some other news before we circle back to Echo Park Speedway, to be politically correct. Some big breaking news today. Suarez will no longer be at Trackhouse after this season. It's not really shocking. His performance has kind of dipped, and Connor Zilic is tearing it up in Xfinity. So, although there hasn't been any official announcement, Zilic will probably replace Suarez. It's just kind of the odd thing is just like the timing. It's like, why, Suarez just won in an Xfinity car, at Mexico, his home country, in front of his home fans, and then, 2.5, 3 weeks later, it's just, he doesn't have a job now. So
yeah, in my opinion, this kind of reminds me of the Levine family racing deal. But, I mean, with them, they're still going to be a race team, but kind of how the driver swap thing happened. Like when Zilic went up and De Benedetto's kind of had to find a new ride in the Wood Brothers car. So I think eventually he's going to get moved back down to the Xfinity series. But like you said earlier, off camera, I feel like Zilic and Suarez will just swap spots, which kind of makes sense.
It reminds me of is back with Stuart Haas when Custer and Priest swapped a couple times.
Yeah,
if you remember that. That's what it kind of reminds me of, but we'll see. Rick Rare Racing, they want to apparently sell their team and they sold it to there's some guys, like his name's like TJ Pooger or whatever. He's like he's some executive at Spire, but he wants to make it a 3-car team, and it's like,
where are you gonna get the
where are you gonna get the charters? Because Rick Rare has 2 charters, one they're using, and the other one's being leased to RFK for Priest in the 60 car. And at the same time, Rick Rare is being sued by Legacy Motor Club because Legacy was supposed to get a 3rd charter from Rick Rare they're saying 26, but Rick Rare is saying no, it's supposed to be in 27. So it's like you're trying to sell your team so that you can eventually make it a 3-car team, but you're getting sued in a lawsuit at the same time.
I think it's the benefit of the owner currently. I mean, with all the lawsuit stuff going on, I mean, it's the perfect time to sell. If you really think about it, I mean, make money from when you bought it in 2021, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the perfect time to get it out of the market and just take your money and run.
Yeah, you got a point. NASCAR is looking at, I guess, sort of like doing like kind of like a live stream or a stream of the 2026 Daytona 500 in, I guess, Fortnite. Kind of reminds of like the NFL with their Nickelodeon games or whatever.
Not playoffs, yeah. Commercial free.
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be good for the younger viewers to watch NASCAR.
Yeah.
Maybe, heck, they don't even know what NASCAR is. I mean, it's a gamble that might work off in the future.
I mean, hasn't NASCAR already had like a bunch of maps like in Fortnite anyways? I think so.
Like in like the customs, yeah, but like not in like mainstream Fortnite.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've already kind of tapped into it a little bit. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate the move, but I don't love the move, but I understand why they're doing it or why they're talking about doing it. So
I understand for the fact that they're trying to get the younger view base back into NASCAR.
Well, we need the younger viewer base in the NASCAR. Even with Prime and TNT and all these just shakeups in general, it's like the average NASCAR fan is just getting older. So I mean, we need new ideas, new fresh content being put out there to attract a younger fan base. And I mean, Prime helped that out So we'll see.
We'll see what happens with that. I mean, it's a good move overall, but we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah. TNT got about 1.6 million viewers for Atlanta, which, I mean, it's an alright number. There really wasn't any direct comparison because last year's equivalent date was Nashville on NBC, and Atlanta was in September last year in the playoffs. Plus, you know, there was a little bit of rain, albeit for like 20 minutes, you know, during the Atlanta race, but still, rain is rain. I mean, you know, it'll turn people off. So.
I mean, it rained this year too, for example, but
yeah,
made better racing.
So, and getting back to Atlanta on that front, the in-season tournament with all those brackets debuted in Atlanta, and boy did it go well. And by well, I mean no.
There's no perfect brackets.
No perfect brackets remain after multiple big crashes, especially that big crash on, how fitting, lap 69. Nice. But took out a lot of the major contenders. Took out Logano and Cindric. The previous big crash took out Blaney, so that made all the Penske cars out. Barry was out too. It was kind of just like Penske with IndyCar at St. Louis a couple weeks back, but you know, they were knocked out. Hamlin was knocked out. Briscoe, who won the previous race at Pocono, was knocked out. Pretty much every notable super speedway racer, every one of the heavy hitters were knocked out, or at least damaged enough to where they were out of contention. So
yeah, Kyle Larson and William Byron.
Yeah. So, but there were a few challengers left, most notably kind of the first bit of winning the race. It was Elliott and Buescher, among a few others, like Justin Hailey, who was eventually taken out in a different crash, but they stayed out, and right after was the big wreck. So yeah. I don't know what it is, like NASCAR drivers, like once rain hits, it's like they just go completely insane. Like they just forget how to drive a car.
2015 Coke 400, for example, when Dylan had that horrible flip into the catch fence, for example.
Yeah. So Atlanta went really well for some of us and really bad for others. Me and Hailey picked Chase. Chase won. And naturally, the next day when we woke up, we went to the pool room and the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame. So that was fun. But you picked Buescher. He ended up 9th, so you barely hang on to the points lead, and we'll get to that in a minute. Colin, who's one of my coworkers, or one of my friends that works at Dairy Queen up at the truck stop, he picked Reddick, who was 4th. Led some laps. Pretty much everybody led laps except for poor Bernardo, who didn't lead any laps. He picked Blaney, who finished dead last in 40th.
Something about the Advanced Auto Parts team and Super Speedways don't mix.
I don't know. But Zach and Mason, they picked Logano and Cindric, and even though Logano led the most laps officially with 51 and won the pole, they both ended up crashing out as well. So, I mean, kind of a mixed bag. You know, just 1st, 4th, 9th, and then 36th, 38th DNF, and then 40th DNF. It's like...
Super Speedway racing at its peak right there.
Yep. And honestly, the race was really entertaining. I mean, obviously, I was there in person, but, you know.
Overall, I thought it was a really good race. I mean, from home, watching from my room, I thought it was a really good racing.
Yeah.
Super Speedway racing on this new configuration has been really well for Atlanta.
It kind of reminds me of, like, Atlanta now kind of reminds of, like, what Daytona used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and whatever, like, before the repave, you know, like, where handling mattered and you had the gaps and whatever. It's like, nowadays, just Daytona and Talladega is just kind of just gridlock.
Hope for the best.
Well, you fuel save for most of the race, and then it's like, it's time to go, and it's just gridlock. So, man. That's how Talladega was in the spring, and I was there too, so... And my girlfriend, Hailey, was at the 500 on top of Talladega in Atlanta, so, you know. But getting to points, Evan still leads the points, although he took the points lead while I was gone on vacation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Whatever. But I led by 12 after Mexico, and then Evan led by 22 after Pocono, and then I cut that down to just 7 points.
Hey, a lead is a lead, that's all I gotta say.
It's super tight, but the last time it was this close was after Coda, but right before the Briscoe penalty got reversed, you led Zach by 3 points. That was the last time I was this close. That was race 3 of the season. We're halfway through the season now. Me and Hailey winning. It's my second win, and technically Hailey's 4th win, so even though she's only run 12 races compared to, me and Evan and Zach and Mason running the full 18, Hailey's still 3rd in points. Now cut it down to 113 back of the points lead, which is kind of just insane.
That's crazy that she had, 4 less races? Or no, wait, 8 more less. 6, whatever.
6 less races.
Math is hard.
But, that's what 4 wins in 12 races does, and if Michigan was only 5 laps shorter, she would have 5 wins, but
things didn't go her way. Wasn't great for Hamlin, though.
Yeah, but Zach is now 169 back. Mason's a flat 200, and then we get into the part-timers that are
nowhere to be seen.
way back. So, heading to Chicago next week, we'll, just keep the chaos moving. But I did look at the forecast, and it might actually be dry for once. The last 2 years have just been absolute monsoons in Chicago, but it might actually, be dry for once. So.
Still gonna be humid as crap out, though.
Well, yeah. 4th of July weekend, so. It's gonna be nice. Little side note, it's gonna be nice next year when I graduate, because I'll know that I'll graduate when America's 250 years old, pretty much.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel bad for my girlfriend because her birthday's July 8th, so it's it's going to be overshadowed. But, so. You know what I really hope? Speaking of more Chicago, the street race is probably going to be done after this year. There is technically a 4th year option, but it sounds like the city just had enough pain with NASCAR in the street race, so there's been a lot of rumors that Chicagoland's going to come back.
Carson Hocevar made a video on that, and that track is in desperate need of some attention.
It looks bad on the surface, but it just needs some weed whacking and a fresh coat of paint. Just give it 6 months of work, and it's boom.
They still have photos of Gen 6 Monster Energy Cup Series racing.
Yeah, but it's not like it's Wilkesboro where it's going to take a couple years to fix the place.
No, Kentucky on the other hand.
Kentucky's probably gone at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be dead wrong in 5 years, but
I don't think it's coming back.
I don't think so. But I really hope Chicagoland just takes the street races to current date of July 4th, and just imagine. But here's the kicker: July 4th next year is a Saturday, so let's do a Saturday night race. July 4th.
We could do that.
Saturday night race, July 4th, because Chicagoland has lights, and if they do that, I'm gonna be like, bye.
I will say there's been some rumors of another street course coming around.
Yes,
San Diego.
They have been talking about San Diego. Well, here's the thing: San Diego's not gonna be in July.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying in general, since we're talking street courses.
Yeah, but my thing is what is it going to replace? Is it going to replace Mexico? No, not yet. Anyways, it could eventually, but they're not going to. I don't think they're going to get rid of Mexico after just 1 year. They're going to do it like Chicago. And honestly, all the new things that they've been doing, recently, like Bristol Dirt lasted 3 years. Chicago street course probably gonna last 3 years. Coliseum, with the Clash lasted 3 years. Bowman Gray might last 3 years. Although they might move the Clash to Brazil or whatever. I don't know.
Brazil.
I don't know. They've been talking about that, but they just got to Mexico. I think they need to go to Canada before they go to Brazil.
Yeah.
Just saying. And I don't know. Maybe what they do is maybe they can alternate Mexico and Canada. I don't know. But getting back to San Diego, I know that NASCAR wants to be in the southern LA market, but they should have never tore up Auto Club.
They should have left how it was.
But, you know.
I mean, what they could do is take away one of the Phoenix dates.
They could, but
Considering
they already said that they're committing to 2 races next year, and, the second date's going to be in the round of 8 anyways, so.
I'm talking about, like, future-wise, but, I mean, think about it. I mean,
Maybe.
if they take away, since they're taking already away the championship date, why can't they take away the other one and just replace the 2?
Well, they sell out all the time, and I mean, yeah, it's not that big of a place, but it would be a waste to, the millions of dollars of renovations, and it always selling out to just put it back to one day. And, maybe San Diego comes on the schedule next year. Maybe that's why the schedule hasn't come out yet. But, I don't know. I just don't see it. I feel like San Diego should wait till 27, But at the same time, that might screw things up to where Chicagoland is just like a 1-year place gap, and it shouldn't be because, as long as they don't repave it, that pavement's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't have intermediate track, but with worn pavement, worn pavement.
Worn?
But that thing's going to be gorgeous. So, I don't really know. But I want Chicagoland to come back. I was there at the last race in 2019. So,
I feel like Chicagoland should get a second chance, especially in this new generation car. I feel so betrayed when they took it away.
I mean, technically Iowa was like a backup option for Montreal when Montreal fell through, and now it's back. So I don't know.
We'll see what happens with Chicago. I mean, it's a big market they could lose out on, so we'll see what happens.
Getting into NHRA, they were in Ohio. In Norwalk, Ohio. But funny car points leader Austin Prock, he won back-to-back races for the second time this year. And Justin Ashley in Top Fuel also won back-to-back races, but last week in Virginia, he won off a disqualification, so 2022 Pocono.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but and then Corey Reed won in Pro Stock. That was his first career Pro Stock victory, and then John Hall won in Pro Stock Motorcycle, which that was only his third Pro Stock Motorcycle win. The other 2 were in 2013.
Yeah.
So it's been over a decade. But NHRA is at its halfway point now. I mean, I've been watching it a bit. I might go to the US Nats in Indianapolis in late August. I don't know yet. But I gotta figure things out. But I am going to another thing in Indianapolis I am going to is the Brickyard 400 next month. So, whether Hailey and them can actually make it up there or not, I am going to the Brickyard next month for sure. So, I don't know, maybe I'll take you with, I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. But,
depending on what. I don't know, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know. I think Chicago is going to be the last time it's run, but
it's run its course.
I think so.
3
I mean,
years.
pretty much everything else that they've done that's new within the last handful of years has only run like 3 years. So, but there is a 4th-year option that is in the contract. So we'll see. But the thing is the Chicago's old mayor was really on board with the street race, and their new mayor is like,
It's okay.
So, I don't think it's coming back. IndyCar is in Mid-Ohio this weekend. Alex Palou won yet another race after his win at Road America last week, so he has 6 wins, and Kyle Kirkwood still has 3 wins after his 3rd win came at Gateway in St. Louis a couple weeks ago. So, and they're still the only 2 IndyCar drivers to win this season, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Need more variety in IndyCar.
I don't know. It's just one of those seasons, I guess. It reminds me of NASCAR in 1998 with Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin, but we'll see. Getting into next week for our picks for Chicago, I'm picking Reddick.
It's not a bad pick.
Yeah. He's got the the fourth place from last week in Atlanta, and he was runner up last year. If he didn't hit that inside, if he didn't clip that inside wall, he might have had Bowman last year. But we'll see. Speaking of Bowman, Mason is picking Bowman this week. You're picking Allmendinger. You still cannot spell his last name right.
Yeah.
But you made the same mistake twice.
Hey, maybe third time's the charm.
Yeah. Zach picked Logano, and it's weird because he said that he wouldn't be associated with my podcast anymore just because, he's busy and all that with, he's on staff at our Boy Scout summer camp, and, he's got college this fall, obviously, at the University of Northern Iowa, but, and then he's just the next day, he's like, oh, I'm going to pick Logano. I'm like, all right, cool. So.
Works for us.
Yeah. Hailey's picking McDowell. So, we'll see how that turns out. Colin is picking Ty Gibbs. I picked him at, Colin picked Ty Gibbs at Mexico. I mean, he was close.
It almost worked out for him.
He was close, but almost. But we'll see if Ty Gibbs can ever win a race. I mean, some people are like, it's not if, it's when, but it's like,
it's if.
It's if. I mean, he's the longest tenured driver at JGR without a win yet. So, we'll see how that turns out. And then Bernardo is picking SVG. So, he's had 3 starts. 2 of them are DNFs. Ironically, both of them are last place finishes.
And he won.
And he finished 17th with Bell Pocono. So, we'll see. But, I mean, SVG, of course, won the inaugural Chicago Street Race in 23 and then crashed out in 24 because of the rain. Like, barely made contact and then just into the wall. But, I don't know.
What can you do?
I don't know. Last year, that Wendy Saucy Nose car was pretty fire, though.
It was.
It was pretty fire. So, yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so for this week.
Yeah. Got pretty much everything covered. So, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Throttle the Floor podcast. Make sure you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever other podcasting app, because I got a few more that I threw on there. I just went to the little screen and just got listed on as many as I could, so, yeah. And, make sure to check out the Throttle the Floor podcast Instagram and the Chill Will Photography Instagram. I will have the photos from Atlanta hopefully up within the next couple days. I also took some bonus photos, just like up in kind of like the Smokies or whatever, or more specifically just up in Pigeon Forge, which is where me and my girlfriend and her family stayed for like most of the week before we went down for Atlanta. So, but so yeah, those will be up within the next couple of days. But thank y'all for listening to this week's episode of the Throttle the Floor podcast, and hopefully Evan will get back from the Dells next week so that we can record.
Alright, have a good week, y'all. See y'all next week.